Today on the Philly Tall podcast, it only took Jalen Carter 2 snaps to make the NFL regret letting him go to the Eagles. Nolan Smith with some good pressure off the edge. Keely Ringo with a nice PBU, bouncing back after giving up a TD. The best play today got to go to Eli Ricks, who gets the pick six. And last but not least, DeAndre Swift showing his quickness and his toughness.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we scream and fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast, and today we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all a favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding that bell. That way you're notified when we drop these videos or go live. We did go live yesterday for the Eagles and Ravens play-by-play. Eagles lost, but it's the preseason. Wins don't matter. They only count in the regular season. Shout out to everybody who came through, all the likes, comments, super chats. I appreciate y'all. Remember, we will be doing a live play-by-play for every Eagles game. It's a nice vibe in there, so shout out to the people who came through. Now, do me one more favor. Put the prayer emoji in the comment section for Sean Bradley, who came to IG today to let us know that when he got carted off, it was serious. It is a season-ending injury. I mean, he's a depth piece at linebacker, a special teams contributor, and he does bring that energy. You hear him in practice screaming every time. The players love him, so he will be missed. And again, shout out to everybody who reached out to him. You know, he's feeling loved, he's feeling respected, and it's sad to see anybody get hurt for the rest of the season. So prayer emoji in the comment section for him. Let's talk about Jalen Carter, though, because he's an animal. Already letting the NFL know that he's here. He only played 2 snaps. I'm curious to why Nick Sirianni or Sean Desai, whoever was in charge of that, only let him play 2 snaps. Nolan Smith played a lot more. Him playing 2 snaps and showing that already lets me know that he's going to be one of the main focal points at the D-tackle position. Again, as the season goes on, it might be Jalen Carter and Fletch being the starters, and you're going to rotate Jordan Davis and Milton Williams. Again, I don't think Jordan Davis is only going to be a run stuffer. That's what he's good at right now. But we've seen him in practice or heard that he's getting more pressure on the quarterback too. But Jalen Carter, 2 snaps and almost gets a sack. You can't make that stuff up. Now, Nolan Smith got some good pressure off the edge too, right? He did miss a couple tackles. He wanted some stuff back. He talked about being juked out on a kick return or a punt return because he did play some special teams as well, but he still has that speed off the edge. You've seen the dip, the bend. He's going to get better. He played a lot. They asked him how many snaps he thinks he played. He don't know. He talked about coming back from a pec injury as well, and you know he missed the remainder of the season in Georgia, right? He was out since week 8 in college football, so he's getting back to football shape, but he did have some pressure. Again, almost a sack for Nolan Smith, almost a sack for Jalen Carter. It don't count because he didn't get it, but I like the energy that they're playing with. And again, Nolan Smith will be a weapon for the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Keely Ringo did get a TD scored on him, but I like the way he bounced back. They were throwing these comeback routes to the boundaries all day. He got out of his break there good. I think the touchdown was more he was thinking that the receiver was going to slant in, played it too much, and when he went out, he couldn't recover. That's the one thing I think Keely Ringo's going to have to work on is getting in and out of his breaks. But the cornerback position is deep. We saw a lot of great plays. Eli Ricks with the play today. Again, boundary. That's not a comeback, but he read that, jumped that, and took that 6 pick in for 6. We heard from him. He says, again, it's a healthy cornerback competition in there. He's not trying to be the guy who don't make the roster. I think the Eagles are going to have to keep a decent amount of corners just because we're blessed with a lot of good guys. The main pairing that we saw was Josh Jobe and Keely Ringo. I like how Jobe played, but Eli Ricks, another UDFA who should have been drafted, didn't get drafted, and I'm glad the Eagles are able to find these gems. I do think that both Josh Jobe and Eli Ricks should have been drafted. There was some character issues, blah, 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 some injury stuff. It is what it is. But Eli Ricks is not trying to get kicked off this roster. Now, we've been hearing a lot of rumors about the DeAndre Swift only is a third down back, a pass catcher. Well, look, he can't be. The dude showed his quickness, his vision, and his toughness all on one play. That number 0 looks so fresh. Kenny G did not play. That is letting me know that the Eagles respect him a lot, right? At the end of the day, it could be a Gainwell and Swift majority of the touches. Rashad Penny has some nice moves, some nice runs, but who knows? He kind of walked up gimpy on his ankle. Now, he didn't get hurt, but you don't want to see a guy who's always been injured his whole career walk around a little gimpy and stuff. And so DeAndre Swift, though, is going to be a contributor. You cannot allow this guy just to be a pass catcher. He can run between the tackles. Health has been a problem for him, too. So mixing these guys in is going to pay off. Kenny G can do a lot of things, but Swift got the playmaking ability to be a monster stat stuffer, right? He would have had 1,000 yards in his career if he never got hurt. It's as simple as that. Again, I hear a lot of people talking about Nolan Smith with all them reps and not really getting a sack or missing some tackles. Again, he's young. I don't want to hear the word Nolan Smith and bust or Nolan Smith is not as who he thought he was. You can't make an assumption like that off a preseason game. Even though Jalen Carter looks like the man, again, one great game, one bad game in the preseason is not going to make or break anybody's career. But I do see the signs for both these guys. And Jalen Carter, just a grown man, the ability to just push him to the side. And that guy, Ben Cleveland, is strong. He another Georgia player, right? They played, I think Jalen Carter said that he went against him in practice when he was a freshman and Ben Cleveland was, I guess, a senior. I'm not sure. But it's nice to see all these people, getting their reps in, doing what they need to do. At the end of the day, Sidney Brown had 9 solo tackles. He whiffed on a tackle one time, right? Because he just came flying in. And when you're running that fast and trying to hit that haymaker, sometimes you're going to miss. He got to learn to wrap up a little bit. But 9 solo tackles for Sidney Brown, right? Who else we need to talk about? Not a rookie, but Nicholas Morrow, right? All this Christian Ellis hype. And again, I'm not going to disregard him or anybody off one game. But the linebacker that stood out to me was Nicholas Morrow. He was flying around, making tackles, getting in the backfield. I like what I saw from Nicholas Morrow. So I'm going to pay attention to that Christian Ellis, Nicholas Morrow stuff, especially with Sean Bradley going down again. Shout out to him. All that being said, the Eagles lost. I like the flow of the game, right? I like the play calling from Brian Johnson. Of course, Sean Desai did some good things. I like some of the wrinkles, some of the blitzes he sent. However, both these guys are being vanilla, right? You're not going to come out here and showcase everything. But I think the flow of the game, the way we played it was to my liking. And again, we'll do different things for different quarterbacks, different matchups as the season goes on. So again, we're going to be breaking down a lot of stuff. We do the all 22 film reviews. We'll be looking at why we should do this, do that, depending on who we play. I can't wait to game plan for week 1, Mac Jones and the Patriots. But man, you wait all this time for preseason. It's here. And then you're like, this is fun. This is cool. But I want to see the starters. No starter played for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, the O-line, A.J. Devontae, Dallas Goedert, nobody played. I will say this. Mariota passing, don't look good. Not going to judge him off one game. Tanner McKee, ooh-wee, looking pretty fresh. Ian Book, he might be one person I judge. I said I'm not judging nobody good or bad off this, but you know what? Ian Book, close the book, finish it, kaput. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Other than that, man, I want to see some starters. I wonder if Nakobe Dean's going to play any of the preseason. Jordan Davis did play a little bit. He did, but not that many reps. I think that Nakobe Dean, not really Jordan Davis, because he still played more last year. Remember, like Jordan Davis didn't play as much after the injury and he missed a couple games, but he still played. Nakobe Dean literally had 34 snaps the whole 2022 NFL season. So I do want to see Nakobe Dean, because another thing I want to see is not just who's the best out of Christian Ellis, Nicholas Morrow, right? Don't forget Miles Jack. He did make a couple plays too. I forgot about that. So we got Zach Cunningham and Miles Jack. I think Miles Jack is going to fight to be on this, not just be on this roster, but to get PT, to be up on the depth chart, I should say. He made some plays. He came in the fourth quarter, mainly because he probably doesn't know the playbook that much, blah, blah, blah. But another reason why I want to see Nakobe Dean is because I want to see who he's paired to, like, who does he look better next to, right? Does Nakobe Dean's game get enhanced next to Nicholas Morrow, right? A guy who's always around the ball. Is it better with Christian Ellis? Is it better with Miles Jack? Because sometimes your play and that position, you guys got to have great communication, instincts, and blah, blah, blah. So the person to the left and right, you can make you look better or worse. You know what I mean? So I want to see what pairing at linebacker works. But we know that when we say the word linebacker, Nakobe Dean is number one on that list. It is what it is. He's going to sink or swim, but I think he's going to be able to swim. Now, before we get out of here, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, seriously, because I love hearing from you. What do you think about all these players, Keely Ringo, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith? Who stood out to you or disappointed you that I didn't talk about? Were you disappointed or impressed by somebody else? Like I said, Justin Evans played pretty good as well. Kavon Wallace is a guy I saw do some good stuff in the box. And again, he's always been more the box safety, a tackler, not so much a coverage guy. But I think that the safety number 2 position is going to be interesting. The fact that Cindy Brown played in the fourth quarter shows me that, the guys in the fourth quarter, they got to work hard. Look at Reed Blankenship, though. The dude went from an undrafted rookie free agent, right? UDFA, rookie, to barely making the roster, having to prove himself in the fourth quarter of preseason games, to now not dressing, being the number 1 guy there, right? So let me know your thoughts as it pertains to anything and all that went down. Again, if this was a real game, I wouldn't like the fact that Nick Sirianni went for 2, right? It's preseason. You want to put yourself in these situations, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay with it. The play calling from Brian Johnson was great. I like the defensive play calling, but I didn't talk about the 2-point conversion. I did not like that. I wouldn't have done it in a real game. And the other thing that caught me off guard in the real game was I love how Nick Sirianni goes for it on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3 when we're at midfield or we're on their territory, right? Not kicking a 56 or 60-yard field goal. Let's go for it, right? Let's go get some points. But the one time he went for a 4th and, I forgot exactly what it was, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I don't remember. Let me know in the comment section. But we were on our 30. Our 30. I don't know if I like to be that gutsy, for the simple fact, in a real game, you go for it on 4th and 2. Now, 4th and 1 is almost automatic, but you go for it and you don't convert it. That's an automatic field goal attempt for the team. You don't get that. The team comes out, even if your defense forces a 3 and out, boom, they get a free field goal and points matter. So I love the aggressive mindset. I'm for the go for it on 4th down a lot, but maybe not at our 30. Let me know how y'all felt about that. He went for it there, but in the Super Bowl, he didn't go for it. You know what I mean? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Put the prayer emoji for our boy Sean Bradley. Put the muscle emoji in the comment section, because that's just what we do. Philly strong. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and we are out. Peace.